And Sage, if you're looking for a kid's book for your own family or a friend, I can't think of a better one than what you're about to talk about here.
Absolutely, Jefferson. It is a beautifully illustrated storybook, but dealing, of course, with a very sensitive subject written by an Alberta woman. And Should I Tell My Secret is helping parents talk to their children about sexual abuse. And the book's author, Collette Sinnott, joins us in studio this morning. Thanks for being, Collette.
Thanks, Sage.
So it is a very sensitive subject and a very personal story for you for writing this book. Tell us about that.
Well, you know, I'm an abuse survivor myself at the hands of a family member. It was a cousin of mine. I was abused for 3 years. So I know firsthand what it's like to live in silent turmoil every day. I know what it's like to be afraid to talk to anybody about it in fear of what might happen to me or my family. Fear of nobody will believe me. So, you know, and I also, now that I'm older, I know how having information early would have made a difference in my life back then. So, and now being a mom, I know how difficult it can be for us to start this conversation with our child, this necessary conversation. So I wanted to take all my past experience and create a tool for caregivers to start this conversation in a safe, non-threatening way. That's key, a safe, non-threatening way in order to prevent abuse. I think it's time to take power away from the abuser and give it back to a child.
Right, and there's some very key messages in this book, and you have laid it out. It's very clear, it's very simple, and something that, as you said, you could read every day at bedtime with your child and just gets the message across, with some very key messages in there about no one should ever ask you to keep a secret, and the mom in the book keeps reassuring her child, I love you because you're you.
Yes.
So it doesn't matter what you bring to me, it doesn't matter what happens. Very open, very accepting. So very important messages parents can take away from
Yes,
this.
definitely. And I think, you know, I think parents on the whole, you know, do that day to day. But I don't think we do it enough. I think we just expect our children to know that we will love them no matter what. And I think if you read this book, as you said, in the normal bedtime routine, it just kind of brings those messages home that no one should ever ask you to keep any kind of secret from me as your parent or from anybody. If anything makes you uncomfortable, you should be able to tell anybody anything. And just to say, you know what, I love you no matter what, no matter if this happens to you, no matter if this has happened to somebody you know, no matter if you got in trouble, I'm still going to love you just because you're you.
Right, and you write this from the perspective of the friend, which I think in a way might make parents feel a little more comfortable because it is a tough subject. It's something that it's difficult to find the right time to bring up. So if you have a book that you can read every day, and it is from the perspective of a friend trying to help another friend, so it almost makes it a little bit easier for parents to kind of launch into that conversation.
Exactly. It makes it safe for both parties. This conversation, there is no need for it to be difficult or scary for either party. It can be as simple as reading a story. My big, you know, movement here is to start the conversation with a child. Just let everybody just start talking about it. An informed child is not a target, and that is key. You want to make your child not a target.
And as you said, originally wanting to, of course, prevent abuse and something that we can't do, but if they are informed, often cases, and they know it's okay to tell, they will often tell after, say, the first time and not let it go on.
Exactly.
Also want to talk about the ages of the books. I know you originally wrote it for the ages of 2 to 7.
Yes, I did. And it's kind of funny because once the book came out, it just kind of took on a life of its own. And feedback that I'm getting is that, you know, children as old as 14 are relating to the book and older because it is just written so simple. It's a simple concept and the message hits home. And it just strikes chords, especially with somebody that has been abused. If you're a 14-year-old girl or boy that's been abused and you just have that fear, this simple message just helps eliminate that fear and gives you that courage to tell someone, whether it's your mom and dad, a teacher, anybody that you trust.
For parents who are watching and maybe are wondering, have some fears in the back of their minds, is there signs they should be looking for? What should they be aware of?
I think, you know, as I've said before, any stray from normal behavior that you see in a child should be further investigated. Some typical signs may be they're more angry, they're confused, they're overly sexual for their age. They are shy of somebody that they never have been before. They're, like I said, just angry. But basically, any stray from normal behavior, you should look at further and just ask questions.
Okay, and keep that dialogue open. Thank you, Collette, for being here. Appreciate it so much. And if you want more information about Should I Tell My Secret, you can visit talkaboutitcommunications.com. And we do have a giveaway. We have 2 copies of Collette's book, Should I Tell My Secret. If you would like to win one, you can email us at calgarymorningcontest@ctv.ca. Please put safe in the subject line. Only 1 entry per email address, and the contest closes at 10 a.m. We will make a random draw and announce the winner on our website.